Sedgwick County's district attorney issues a final review of an officer-involved shooting 2 years ago. Sophia Gernander joining us with those details.
Rachel, the county's district attorney found that none of the officers involved will be prosecuted because they shot in self-defense. This goes back to March 2024 when police received calls that a man had broken into someone else's home and was pointing a gun at them. The man was identified as Luis Rivera. He started pointing his gun at police and fired. 8 officers fired back at Rivera, who was killed. I spoke with the district attorney Mark Bennett earlier today. He says the case took a long time to investigate, partly because they were waiting for ballistics to come back. Bennett says there was no way of knowing which shot was the one that killed Rivera. And again, this is the result of almost 2 years of investigation. The 8 officers will not be prosecuted. The district attorney says this is under Kansas law, which states that anyone, including law enforcement, is allowed to use force against another person when they have reason to believe their life is in danger.